Hey sports fans, this is Straight from the Basement with Tommy Ommy. I'm a sports fan who always said, if I never played a sport professionally, then I want to talk about it. I'm born and raised in New York City. Played organized basketball for several well-known teams in the mid-'70s and the early '80s, such as the legendary Home Cold Rucker Tournament, Melbank, Stone Gym and Riverside Church, LaGuardia House, and my all-time favorite, Each One Teach One. Having sports in my life at an early age always kept me out of trouble. If I wasn't playing basketball, I was either playing football or baseball. Hey sports fans, this is Straight from the Basement with Tommy Ommy, where my opinions, views, and facts will cover the hottest, the latest, and the past sports events. Welcome. Once again, I want to continue to thank everyone who has liked and subscribed to my podcast. And if this is the first time you're viewing it, please do the same. As always, before I even get into today's topic, yes, I got one hot topic to talk about. I'm talking about the NBA Cup 2025. Congratulations to the New York Knicks. Yes, they the NBA 2025 champions. Cup champions. Excuse me. Yeah, New York Knicks fans. Here in New York and elsewhere. Feeling great. Feeling great. Listen, I got one question, and then I'm going to end it. If Giannis decides to tell Milwaukee Bucks that he wants to be traded and he wants his first and only preference is the New York Knicks, do the New York Knicks break up what they have and send Cat and OG or Cat and Mikal Bridges to Milwaukee? I say no. I said at first, yes. I had to rethink that. Not because what took place in the NBA Cup. I had to rethink that because as much as I'm a Laker fan, and as much as I'm a Knick hater, I got love for all my Knick people, but I'm a Knick hater. Born and raised here in New York. For those who know me why. They know why, they know why, they know why. But Knicks got a great thing going. And I don't say that often. I don't say that really at all. Knicks got a great thing going, and I said it when they got OG 2 years ago. Now you're talking. When you got OG from Toronto, Catman is adapting as a big man in the post, taking it in, not settling for the Minnesota Timberwolves three-point land. Yeah, Bronson is doing what he's doing. Hart is doing what he's doing. Deuce McBride is doing what he's doing. Big Mitch Robinson, who I thought was the MVP in the NBA Cup Finals. Yeah, listen, Mike Brown, yeah, I call him a passive, let me rephrase. I always call Mike Brown a player's coach. I don't like players' coaches. I like coaches who like to get in players' asses. But he has a veteran team, so that's just that. It's just his demeanor and his personality fits well with the New York Knicks. So I think the Knicks got a great thing going. I think management understands that. And if Giannis does open his mouth from now until February 6th, the NBA trade deadline, and says, hey, I want to come to New York. I want out. I think the New York Knicks management's got to say, another time, bro. Greek freak, another time. So again, congratulations to the New York Knicks NBA Cup champions 2025. And that's all I got to say, Knicks fans. Nothing but love for you. Listen, let's get started with today's topic. I'm talking about the NBA Southwest Division 2025. NBA Southwest Division 2025. Yes, we are in our 9th week in this new NBA season. Again, as I just stated, the NBA Cup just finished and the New York Knicks is the champs. Listen, one thing about these cups, this is the third year, and I'm really, really liking the NBA Cup because the NBA Cup was for us as fans. You know what I'm saying? Especially the American NBA fans. We've disappeared. Viewership is at an all-time low. You know what I'm saying? Attendance is at an all-time low in most arenas. So this NBA Cup was for us to keep us engaged as soon as the season began. And for me, I mean, I never disappeared, but for me, I'm enjoying this NBA Cup for the third year. You know what I'm saying? And so I think it's a great thing. I think they need to continue. You know what I'm saying? I know the players, especially the bare minimum, the ones who get the minimum checks who just starting, you know what I'm saying? They get a nice check. All that's great. But again, for us as fans, I think this NBA Cup is a good thing, y'all. So listen, it gets to, for me, it gets to show, what I want to say is this. It's a two-way thing. The NBA Cup gets every other team a chance to see their strengths and their weaknesses. You know what I'm saying? Because teams are going on out on this. You know what I'm saying? Unless you got key players hurt, right? And that's for us as fans, we get to see our team. We get to see the strengths and the weaknesses of our team. You know what I'm saying? Early in the season. So that's what I love about it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I love about it. Listen, each team as of right now has played over 25 games in this new season. Listen. The concerns, there's only really one concern for most teams is how healthy they're going to remain. And some is waiting for key players to come back, like this guy here. You know what I'm saying? And so this NBA season, listen, we got a long season, but the weeks are moving fast. So for this show, I still, as you can see, I can't stop saying I still, because this is the last dissecting NBA division that Thomas, the creator, and Rel, the producer and editor of the Straight from the Basement YouTube podcast show, is going to do for this season. There's no more dissecting. It is what it is after this show is over. So, how you guys are doing on a Wednesday night, fellas? Talk to me. How y'all doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Enjoying this evening. Just had some food, so I'm kicking back. Can't wait to deep dive into this division.
Okay, all right. Thomas, how you doing?
Same here, same here. You know, always looking forward to these, and I love the energy between the three of us when we do them. And so, Tommy Ommy, you got to come up with some other topics that we all three of us can come together on in the near future.
Yeah. I got one already written up. I'll talk to y'all about that shortly. Listen, we're going to dissect the Southwest Division in the Western Conference, right? And we want to start off with these New Orleans Pelicans. Rel, how far and what do you think the Pelicans need? Talk to me.
Oh man, so the Pelicans right now they're at the bottom of the division.
Yeah,
And
5-22.
yeah, only have 5 wins. So I really don't have them sniffing a chance at the playoffs or the play-in. It's gonna be another wash of a season. I would
Yeah,
say, I mean, as far as who they have on their team, they have Zion, they got Jordan Poole, Kevon Looney. Like, so they got Murray. So they have pieces, but they don't have like an actual veteran. I feel that could like really steer them deep into the playoffs or that key centerpiece that could like lead them there.
right.
Because like Zion never really, as of now, he really hasn't shown up of what he was speculated to do within the league. I mean, I saw that he lost weight. He got fit this season. So,
Uh-huh.
but he's still not quite there just yet as far as productivity. So I'm saying they just need like one more veteran on that team, maybe, and just to lock in and pretty much just turn the whole franchise around. Because once
Yeah,
again, they gonna be on the outside looking in
yeah,
once the end of the season get here.
yeah. I agree with you. Thomas, how far? What's needed for these Pelicans, man? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I'm sitting here like, what do I say about them? I mean, look, they got the young guy, the DeJounte Murray, and they got Jordan Poole. Those are some hoopers, man.
Yeah.
I would love to see Jordan Poole, step back into who he was over on Golden State. You know what I'm saying? Before he got punched in the face in practice, it feels like he just has not. It's feel like everything is just gone downhill for him ever since.
Yeah.
But overall they got a decent team. Decent NBA team. I just feel like it's so unfortunate that who we saw Zion as coming into the league and in high school and all of that college, that was based on the weight that he had, and but he can't go all season with that original weight, that he was bodying dudes with. And so now he's at a more healthier weight, and he's just like kind of like he's still doing his thing, but it's not as dominant. He's not as much of a force without that weight. And so I don't know, man. I don't know. I just feel like there's not really a lot that this team could do, and they don't have a lot of pieces to even trade off. And so, they're gonna need like a new Cooper Flag to come in the draft or something like that. But they're not going anywhere
Yeah.
this season, and I think everybody is looking at it the same way. But I do have a lot of respect for the guards on their squad. I got respect for DeAndre Jordan. I got respect for Kevin Looney. I thought Looney was going to have a better career than he's having, more of a dominant career because he's a big guy, But at the end of the day, yeah, I mean, decent team, man. I'm not going to say too much bad about them, man. Then they got Jose Alvarado too.
Yeah. Yeah.
They got some pretty solid guards over there, but
Yeah.
ultimately, when it comes down to the paint, man, it's not enough. It's not enough, and I don't know what their GMs what they got going on. It's just the Pelicans have just been nobody, since I think the last time they was somebody, they was called the Hornets,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they had Chris Paul, so I don't know what their game plan is there. But it doesn't seem like they have a short or long term game.
Yeah. The management for the Pelicans, they tried. And I forgot my guy. He's not there no more. He's the one who actually drafted. He was an NBA commentator. He's the one who actually drafted Zion Williams. I got his face in my head and I can't remember his name. Wears glasses. He's no longer there. Zion was supposed to be that jewel. He was supposed to be that. He was supposed to be that LeBron James, the way Cleveland had him when he first came. You know what I'm saying? Zion was supposed to have been the Pelicans' jewel, right? But Zion, you guys, I'm a dookie. You know what I'm saying? I seen him. I forgot what game in the Duke game just before just before March Madness began. This guy was still growing then. He's still growing, even though he lost some weight. I mean, he bust out when you bust out of sneakers in mid court, like you the Incredible Hulk. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, this literally just bust out the sneakers. The sneakers just rip up, right? That told me then, and when he played for Duke, that his body, he has no control of his body. His body is just like growing. The hamstrings issues, that's his issue. You know what I'm saying? He's just getting back. He's just getting back. Okay? Them hamstrings, even though he lost some of that weight, I believe his body is still growing. You know what I'm saying? His body is still growing. So they can never get any chemistry on that organization because of Zion, and they got to make a decision this season, either this trade deadline before February 6th or this summer coming up. They got to make a decision if they're going to still invest in Zion Williams, because nothing's happening. You know, when this guy is healthy and he can play and go 30 games, the record will be totally different. Last year when he played against my Lakers, you know what I'm saying? In the playoffs. I think it was last year or the year before, I can't remember. He had me nervous, but he got hurt in the fourth quarter. If you guys remember, he got hurt and the hamstrings popped out on him again. And I don't wish injury on nobody. But I swear that I ain't gonna lie right now in your faces. I was so goddamn happy when he got hurt because we couldn't stop him. LeBron couldn't stop him. No one could have stopped him. He was just on a mission that game. And I said, if they can get that Zion, that consistent guy who's not in street clothes, this whole organization would have been different these last 5 years, but they just can't get him. So they got to make a decision. I know Herb Jones right now is on the trading block. A lot of teams want Herb Jones. I know my Lakers want him. They want that defense. Herb Jones with that defense, right? Okay, Jordan Poole, Messi, my man Messi, big man, right? He's decent. Like you guys said, they got a decent roster. It's just that you don't have a roster that's going to get you out the hole. You 5-22 right now. So making the play-in is not even happening. It's not even coming close to that. Number one and number two, what do they need to do? Yeah, I truly believe they need to. I wouldn't even call it cleaning house, because there's really no foundation. You know what I'm saying? All right? And so it's all about what we going to do with Zion. Are we going to keep seeing this man in street clothes 3/4 of the season, or who's out there that's interested in? You can get a lot of teams that will definitely take him, and because they thirsty like that, you know what I mean, and just deal with his injuries, you know. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see. You know, Pelicans. You know, I was really rooting for the Pelicans when they got Zion. You know what I'm saying? I was really rooting for them, but it just never happened. So, Rel, we're gonna go to our next team, and that's we talking about those Memphis Grizzlies. How far and what do you think is needed for the Grizzlies? Talk to me, Rel.
The Grizzlies. So I had actually reconfigured the whole Western Conference of where I think everyone's going to be seated as far as playoff brackets and all.
Yeah, you said that.
I have the Grizzlies outside of the playoffs, so they may get to the play-in, may not. But the West is just too stacked, and Ja just out there alone still.
Right.
So I feel like they need some more pieces to like be able to attack, but I just don't believe they have enough right now. And Ja really hasn't been that Ja Morant before, his situations had transpired. Yeah. So probably only thing they need is probably some more size and someone to help spread the ball with Ja Morant. But I have them outside the playoffs, possibly maybe peeking into the play-in.
Okay. Yeah, they 12-14 right now.
Yeah.
Still early. Same question, Thomas. How far and what you think the Grizzlies need to do?
I think that they need another scorer. I think they made a mistake trading what's his name? Bane. They had Bane.
Bane, right, they had Bane, right.
I didn't understand why they did that. He's a baller. He's a dog on both sides of the court. I don't know why they got rid of that guy, and they clearly didn't replace him for nobody for real. And then in regards to Ja Morant, I just think they need to let him go. Something is not right there with that team and him, and it's probably has a lot to do with just his energy. He has this like Allen Iverson. He has the energy that the league tried to put on Allen Iverson and say he's this, thug and this and that because he got the cornrows and all. But Allen Iverson was a nice guy. He just might not have showed up to practice, you know what I'm saying, all the time. But but when he got in the game, he was Allen Iverson. It was no question. You know what I'm saying? And so here we got Ja Morant.
A wannabe. He's just a wannabe.
He's a wannabe thug, but he's moving like a thug in the NBA. He's not playing, but then he's walking on courts ready to fight and all of this. But then when he gets in the game to play, he's not Allen Iverson. Not anymore anyway. And so I think that he needs a change of scenery. Maybe it's too much on him being where he grew up. Memphis is a very small place, in city, and maybe it's too many bad influences there that he just can't get away from to level up mentally and then also level up his game some more. And so I think they should let him go while they still can. I think they'll get some good value for him out there in the rest of the league and start fresh with whoever they're able to get for him. But I think there is definitely a disconnect between him and that organization right now. And they kind of just playing them because they don't got no choice, and so that's how I look at it. In regards to what I think they need, that would be another, dog scorer. They got Caldwell Pope, respect to him and, the rest of these guys here. But and I'm a fan of Jaren Jackson too. He's really good, Jaren Jackson Jr.
Right.
And Zach Edey, these are solid players, but this guy Ja Morant, I'm trying not to dog him out too much, but they need to get rid of him. They need to get rid of him, and while they still can.
Yeah, they 12-14, and I don't see them. I don't see them going into the playoffs. I don't see them getting one of those 8 spots. I see them in the play-in, and depending on who they play, I think they get eliminated in the play-in. I think. And the reason why I'm saying I think because it's very interesting in what management is going to do with Ja Morant if they're going to trade for him during this period right now. Remember the trade deadline, the negotiation and the trade, everything started Monday the 15th, all the way to February 6th. You know what I'm saying? Ja Morant is he's a virus. You know what I'm saying? I look at him like I look at A.J. Brown for the Philadelphia Eagles. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why Bane wanted out. They didn't want to get rid of him. Bane didn't want to deal with the shit no more. Bane wanted out. Okay? Because this guy is a virus. And so they got the bigs with Edey. Well, he didn't say that. You can read between the lines when because I watched the Magic game, right? And I watch him because he's now it's damn near his team. You know what I'm saying? Besides Bancaro, you know what I'm saying? So I hear him talk a lot, and they always questioning about how you feel about being here in Orlando, boom, 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 compared to, right? So you could just hear the way he yeah, I had to get away from that shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, I had to get away from that because you're right. He was holding them down when Ja was playing and when he wasn't playing. He was holding them down. You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah, listen, Brandon Clark, he can't stay healthy. He's another dude who's a great asset. He's a banger on those boards, but he stays hurt. He's hurt again, out. You know what I'm saying? So they got a nice team. And I just believe, like you guys been saying, Ja Morant, he's a virus, and he needs to be let go. Be very interested on what team that's going to want him. That's going to be the question because a lot of these GMs and these owners is not putting up with shit like that. And that's just in professional sports. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, most Eagle fans, if you speak to Eagle fans, they do not expect A.J. Brown to even superstar A.J. Brown to be there next year because the the bitching and crying for the ball, you know what I'm saying, that he's been doing. He spread it the virus, and now they fighting for their life to keep that playoff East and the NFC East. I don't want to detour from NBA to football, but I look at AJ Brown like I look at Ja Morant, same kind of disease, virus, I call it. You know what I'm saying? And once that virus starts spreading, man, you know what I'm saying, and start getting to that locker room, you get cats like Bane be like, yo, agent, man, get me out of here, man. This guy, man. Okay? We ain't going nowhere.
I think they need to send him over to Miami, man, and you know what I'm saying?
I don't think old man Pat Riley want to deal with that shit. They ain't got old school Pat Riley. He ain't trying. Alonzo Mourning, they ain't trying to deal with that shit there.
I think that he would respect them.
Well, hey, listen. That may be a thing. That's like Dennis Rodman. You know what I'm saying? With all that head case shit he was doing, but once he got with Michael Jordan and them Bulls, my man was a scholar.
He's had to go to Vegas for his quick trip.
Yeah. So that's my thing with Memphis. I don't think they're coming out of the play-in, but we'll see. We'll see what they do, if they do anything in this trade deadline. Okay, so we're gonna move on, fellas, with these Houston Rockets, Rel. How far and what you think the Rockets need?
I got the Rockets ending as a 6 seed. I got them going to the playoffs.
Okay.
And losing the first round.
Wow. I didn't expect that.
Well, it's a way I have the bracket set up.
Okay. All right.
And then like once you go on talking about the rest of the episode, then you explain why I got them.
Okay. All right. Hey, listen, everybody's opinion on these shows is their opinion. I don't knock nobody's opinion. All right, so you got them going first round and then getting knocked out. The big, mighty Houston Rockets. Thomas, how far and what you think the Rockets need?
The Rockets are a young team. They're a young team with an old KD, but when we say an old KD, it's not like saying an old somebody else. This guy's still capable of 40 plus in a game. He's still the Reaper. And so when they get their point guard all the way back in order, who has a ring on his resume,
right?
Honestly, and this is my second home now, Houston. I'm a Portland guy, but Houston, I definitely see them going to the playoffs. Okay, I think that they're going to get even better as the season progresses, and I have so much respect for the guy Sagoon. He's incredible. I know I was talking about him last year when I went to go see him play, 2 years ago. And I didn't know anything about him. And when I saw him play, I was like, man, this dude, he's playing like he's in the early 2000s, with his post game and all of this. And he shoots. And so this is what I feel like an NBA team should look like, as far as having a chance, having a solid roster and having your superstar, and then maybe to his right, having your solid role players and maybe a close to all-star in Sagoon. And so, to cut it short, man, I don't think they need anything. We don't like stacked teams over here. Y'all know that. But I think if KD can keep these guys in order and think in a certain way, their record will progress. They will make it to the playoffs. And I think they have the ability to knock out any team in the West. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel about KD. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at the rest of the teams in the West, You know, you could talk about a Luka and LeBron. You could talk about you could talk about the whoever. This is KD. You know what I'm saying? And then he got the young twin next to him, and they get their point guard back. You know what I'm saying? Van Fleet, right?
Right, Van Vliet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a dog. He's a dog. I mean,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
he's battle tested. He hit so many clutch shots for that ring that they won over at the Raptors with Kawhi. You know, and so I have the utmost confidence in him. And their bench, their bench is not the best, but at the end of the day, I think they can run with OKC. They can run with the Lakers. They can run with the Nuggets. And so my answer is, how far can they go? I think the sky is the limit for them. But if I had to bet my money, I probably wouldn't bet that they would get past the second round.
Mm. Okay. All right. Well, the Rockets for me, they don't need if anything they may need is a point guard, a taller point guard other than Fred, because Fred is still out. Okay, so Amon Thompson, he's not a point guard. All right, but they've been using him this season so far as a point guard. So they need a point guard. And I said in one of the shows that Melo Ball from the Hornets wants out. If they can get Melo on that starting lineup, oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, they need a point guard. They need a tall point guard. Fred, that's my guy from Wichita State. Back in the days, yes, he got ring with Kawhi and all of them in Toronto. Fred, when his jump shot is on, but he ain't consistent with it the last 2 years with it. But Fred, yeah, he's battle tested. Steven Adams, I mean, they got the size. You got Clint Capella, Sagoon, Steven Adams. Remember, they got Dorian Smith that the Lakers had. He ain't played yet. So they loaded. KD, I mean, they loaded. I mean, they loaded. The athletics, I like the kid Jabari Smith. I like him a lot. They well coached. Okay. How far I think they going? It's between the Lakers, Houston, and Denver. Those three teams, I see it already in the standings, and I've been watching it. Those three is going to keep bouncing back and forth. Second seed. All three is going to want that second seed. All three is going to want that second seed when the 82th game is played. We already know who's first seed. You know what I'm saying? That's the Thunder. There ain't nobody catching them. You know what I'm saying? But that second seed is crucial for those three teams to make it. So those three teams, right? Second seed will play a 7 seed, right? 99.9. They advance and go into the second round, right? And that second seed will then play that, if I'm not mistaken, that 4th seed, right? So where do I see the Rockets going? I can see the Rockets flirting Game 7 to make it into the Western Conference. Do they make it? I don't know, depending on who they play. Okay, they got the team. I just think Sagoon dribbles too much, and I think, but that the coach allows that. He gets the ball. He's bringing the ball up. He's doing some old Joker shit now. He's bringing the ball up, and then I see KD at the top. Give it to him at the top. Right now he wants to take his man, and I'm like, yo, they using him like he's a 2 guard. You know, he's handling it. They got the handle. He's handling it.
He's like that.
Yeah.
And you know what? What's
so
good?
It's working.
You know what's good about that? Like he's young.
Oh yeah, he's young.
So when you open up a lot of NBA players, when they retire, they start getting on these podcasts and I hear them talking about how they were boxed in their whole career. They went to this team and their role was to sit in the corner and that's what they got accustomed to, and they never really grew from that. And so I think when you get players like this and you see some in them, it's good to let them be free and see what they come up with. Because you never know, man. He might be the next. Well, he's not the Joker. Not to say that, but you know what I mean. He might be
Right.
something like that.
Yeah, it's a goon. I like him. I like him. He ain't no punk. He was, certain players like Draymond Green and them first season they tested him. You know what I'm saying? And he fought back. And so everybody know in the league he ain't no punk, and he gonna give you his body. Yeah, they also got Terry Eason. He's hurt. You know what I'm saying? But he be back. Oh yeah, the bench is decent. Aaron Holiday. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you got old man Jeff Green that's ready to come on the court. You know what I'm saying? And still give it to you. Yeah, they Houston Rockets is loaded. They loaded. They are loaded. They are loaded. So that's my opinion. Rail, we're gonna move on to these Dallas Mavericks. How far? What do you think the Mavericks need?
All right, I have the Mavs ending the season as the 8th seed. They're
Uh,
they're like where are they right now? Between
they
10 and 12. What are they right now? Let me
well, the
see.
record is 10-17, and I
Oh yeah,
believe that's
they're 12 right now.
12th seed.
They're
Okay,
12 seed
all
right now.
right.
So yeah, so after the new year, Kyrie, how long is Kyrie out? Should he be
What
coming back?
what they what they saying next month sometime they hoping he's back. I know he's been not practicing with the team, but he's been on the court. So they looking at sometime in January, mid to
January.
late. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay,
Van
but
Fleet, I'm sorry, Rel, but
good.
just for the record, it's already been put out there that Van Fleet, Kyrie, and Jason Tatum will be back by the beginning of the second half of the season.
Tatum back
Okay.
after the Achilles?
Tatum too. Tatum is already practicing with the squad.
Right. I seen
Wow,
that.
So
I
yeah,
seen that.
I
I
don't
seen it.
agree. I don't agree that he should be
that's
coming back that
crazy.
fast. Because if he messed it up again, it's gonna be even worse. But he's looking like he's about to be back.
What kind of
Yeah.
doctors we got?
He not liking Jaylen Brown's out there. I know I said something about Jaylen Brown last time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's been balling. He's been balling.
that's crazy. Yeah, but I got them at the AC, and even though they loaded with a squad like Cooper Flag, you got Kyrie coming back. Clay, hopefully Clay gets hot
Right.
next year. Hopefully AD
Uh-huh.
stays healthy, but I don't have them beating the first seed. I got the Thunder as the first seed, so I got them going to bounce out the first round since they're the
Okay.
eighth.
Okay.
So
All right. All
that's why I
right.
got them going.
That's understandable. Yeah, same question, Thomas. How far? What you think Dallas Mavericks need?
Um, I think they need Kyrie Irving back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
If they can get Kyrie Irving back and match him with Klay Thompson, Anthony Davis, and the new Cooper Flag or the most updated Cooper Flag dropping, what did he have the other night? 40 something.
Yeah.
Um, if they can get Kyrie back, doing what Kyrie do, man, the only reason why I won't talk about them the way I just talked about the Houston Rockets is because I don't think that they have a solid enough big man situation.
mm,
They got Anthony Davis, but after Anthony Davis, it's not really they ain't, they got Gafford, and they got Powell, but when we talking about the playoffs, Powell is not gonna get you there. And so unless we can get the Anthony Davis that we know Anthony Davis is able to be, I don't see them going past the second round with the rest of the small ball that they'll be running. But a lot of respect for Cooper Flag. He's a real hooper. These guys come in from college with all of this hype all the time, and you never know what you're gonna get from him. And I think he's been living up to his name. And so, yeah, I don't see them getting past the second round unless Anthony Davis becomes the old Anthony Davis.
yeah.
No injuries, and all of that. And then, man, I don't know. And I gotta say this too. We're gonna clip this, Dad. We're gonna clip this for the TikTok. I need Klay Thompson to hurry up and do what he doing with his girlfriend Megan Thee Stallion. You know what I'm saying? Get that out his system and get back to being one of the best shooters all time. And if he can do that by playoff time, anything is possible for this team. If all of that can come together, But he's got to get it together. This guy's acting like he's never had a girlfriend before.
They're doing TikToks, dressing up.
Yeah, meeting her at the airport with roses. I saw something like that. Anyway, listen, Dallas Mavericks. Yes, they missing this guy. They need him. I say, when he gets 10 games under him, once he gets on the court, and he gets 10 games under him, and his body is good, he got no pain, no nothing. Well, to your point, if they come out the gutter, out the play-in tournament, and they see OKC first round and that eighth seed, man, we may have an upset.
Oh, it's gonna be an upset.
We may have a champion, a one and done season for OKC. Let me tell you why. Thomas, you forgot about Derek Lively. Is on this team, so they are huge. If you can get AD out of street clothes with Gafford, with Derek Lively, with Cooper Flag, that front line, front court is something else to contain with. You know what I'm saying? We who really dealing with that? That's like a Houston Steven Adams Sagoon type height. But Derek Lively, Gafford, Cooper, AD, right? You got the young man point guard Nimhard playing very well, right? Klay Thompson, as you state, you know what I'm saying? Whatever he gives you is gravy, right? Najee Marshall, he got a lot of minutes under his belt now. You know what I'm saying? Marshall, and remember they got Russell, they got D'Angelo Russell coming off that bench. Listen, they got a team. They got a scary team. They got the team that Luka Nation is hoping to compensate for the Lakers getting Luka. They got the team, it's just that the pieces was never put together. So if the pieces can be put together by the beginning of February, and Kyrie's back and he got about 10 games under him, yeah, man, they gonna be scary out there in the West. And because once he comes back, that whole the chemistry, everything changes. Everything just changes, man. Everything just changes. You know what I'm saying? You got to contend with him. I mean, the alley ooping that's gonna be happening, crazy. Yeah, So it's just all about when he's coming back, if he's good, when he gets 10 games in, if Anthony Davis doesn't get hurt, and they stay healthy going into February, March, April, and now they're in the playoffs or ninth or 10th seed in the play-in, they'll get out the play-in with that team healthy. Oh, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'll be loving to see that OKC first round. That's going to be a hell of a first round. Trust me on that. Yes, that's the way I'm looking at it. Well, listen, we're going to dissect this last team that just came out of the NBA Cup, this young, oh man, I don't even know what to call them, man. They got me excited watching them. I'm talking about the San Antonio Spurs. How far, what you think they need, Rel? Talk to me.
Oh man, the Spurs blockbuster. So they actually inspired me to redo my whole Western bracket. So
I
I'm
know
gonna go
they
through
did. I know
the
they
first and the
did.
AC, and y'all can feel free to chime in on which I think of how I rearrange this. I got the Thunder as the first seed.
Right.
Second seed, I have the Lakers.
Okay.
I got the Spurs as the third seed. I got the Nuggets at the fourth.
Okay.
Timberwolves at fifth.
Okay.
Like I said earlier, Rockets at six.
Right.
Warriors at seven, and the Mavs at eight.
Okay. All right. That Spurs is high. Yeah, that seed is high. But I can't fight you on that.
Yeah, because they're 4 right now, and just watching Victor, seeing him just pull up from the wing, just off the dribble, being 7'30", however tall
Uh-huh.
he is,
Yeah.
it's crazy. Like, and then you still got Fox and the rest of the team playing with a lot of energy.
Yeah.
So I have them beating the Rockets in the first round, and I got them facing the Lakers in the second round because the Lakers is the 2 seed, and I got the Lakers beating the Warriors.
Okay.
So
Okay.
it's that second round gonna be a dogfight, and it's possible the Spurs to go to the Western Conference Finals if they knock
Yeah.
the Lakers out, which is gonna be a dogfight. So that's where I got them going, possibly the Western Conference Finals if they could beat the Lakers.
San Antonio in the Western Conference Finals. Woo!
If they could beat the Lakers,
If they could beat the Lakers.
yeah,
Okay.
because
All
that's the
right.
way I got my bracket set up.
Okay. All right. I can't fight you on that. Same question, Thomas. How far? What you think they need?
I don't think, I don't like stat teams. I always say it. So I don't think they need anything as far as, adding to the team. Um, I will say in regards to maybe what they need Darren Fox to continue to be aggressive, on the offensive side. They need him to go from this 23 a game, 24 he's averaging, and put that above 26. I think he's capable of that. And then you match that with Victor, and they're good. I know they've done a lot in the past couple of weeks to wake people up. Victor, we've never seen nothing like him before. So, Rel, I respect everything you say when you're like, yo, the sky's the limit for them. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think that they can take out an OKC in 7 games. I don't think they can take out the Lakers in 7 games. Um, I don't think they can take out the Nuggets in 7 games. With respect to Victor and that whole squad. And so what I would say is I think they're a young team. They're building up. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be a force to be reckoned with within, the next 5 years for sure. But this year, I'm not getting caught up in the hype. I
Yeah,
told you I don't get caught up in the hype of the beginning of the season. When you get to the playoffs, when you're getting close to the playoffs, teams start playing different and better and scheming different and better. And so I like everything I'm seeing, but I don't see them. I see them making the playoffs. Okay, I see them somehow making the playoffs, but I don't see them getting past the first round. Ultimately, I don't see them as having enough experience as a team, and overall, nothing but great things to say about them. They in the Western. Now, if they was in the East,
right. Oh, goodness.
finals.
Uh-huh.
Finals, and the only team that's stopping them might be Boston. You know what I'm saying? And that's with respect for the East, but that's just the East. But the West is the West,
Yeah.
And so yeah, I love Victor, man, and hopefully he'll be one of those guys that sticks it out with his original team, and we don't see him chasing no rings, and they work things out over the years. But man, that guy, he's special, man. He's special.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, them San Antonio Spurs. What they need to replace Harrison Bond. You're not going to bring him off the bench, so I think you need to trade and throw something else with it. Barnes, he fits well with this team, with this young team. But this is a young team. This is a young team with Castle, Vasu, who else? Harper, right? Along with Keldon Johnson, right? Those 4 cats, right? That's that young legs, man. That a lot of teams not gonna want to deal with, right? My Lakers, for one, they can't handle that. It's just them young legs is just too much. Stephen Castle, I'm starting to really like this dude. We already know what Victor's gonna do. We already know what Fox is gonna do. Barnes is the issue for me. He's not consistent with his outside shooting. You know what I'm saying? He's good. He can bring it. He know how to put it on the floor, bring it to the basket. He can score, right? But you need another. You need a small. He's actually a power forward who can hit it outside on a consistent basis. You know. So I was looking at a few power forwards in the league that may get traded before this February 6th deadline. And I was looking at who would be a real nice fit if they decide they want to go and say, you know what, we're gonna start from scratch. I'm thinking about Jaren Jackson Jr. from the Grizzlies, fitting them there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because this team wants to run, man. And my guy, I'm calling him my guy, Mitch, the coach. I saw the way he coached these last 3 games. I've been watching him coach. You know, remember, he's under Popovich. Popovich taught him very well. And he got an attitude problem. You know what I'm saying? And I love it as a coach. And he gets in their ass. And I love that. He's like a J.J. Redick who I didn't want. But I'm so happy as a Laker fan that we got J.J. because J.J. getting their ass. So why I'm saying all this, I think San Antonio, if they get that 6th or 5th, I can see them getting out of the first round, and then that's it. If they get that 5th or 6th, I can see them getting out of, you know, the West is just so stacked. And you can get lost on it, right? And so at the moment, I got them making the playoffs. No play in. They in the playoffs. Okay? And that's the way I got them. Now, depending on who they going to see is another issue. So that's the way I'm going to leave it like that. Well, fellas, listen. We just finished dissecting the whole entire NBA league. My God. But I got one question before we end this show. And I'm going to start off with you, Rel. It's a long one, so bear with me. The trade deadline is February 6th at 3 p.m. Everybody knows that. In 2 months. Week 9 has just begun. There are 6 strong teams. 6 strong teams, follow me, so far that has not played the champions. We're talking about OKC. Or their main players. So these teams are the Denver Nuggets. Nuggets and OKC has not played each other. Detroit Pistons so far has not played the OKC. The New York Knicks, who just won the cup, has not played OKC yet. The 76ers has not played OKC yet. San Antonio Spurs with Victor has not played OKC with Victor in the lineup. And Dallas Mavericks has not played OKC with this man. Now, why I'm mentioning all these 6 teams is because when you start talking about who's going to win the championship, right? Yes, it's strictly early. But we see what OKC is doing. They 24-2. Only lost 2 games. Every team has played over 25 games so far, right? Now, the champs at the moment is just doing the damn thing, okay? We were all shocked that San Antonio beat them to go into the cup. Because I'll be honest with you, I thought they was winning the cup. I thought they was going to go in, win the cup, and that was going to be it. And everybody was going to be like, yeah, well, that shit was expected. But we saw what happened. Everybody was shocked. So, the question is this. Please name one team. And be honest. If completely healthy, if that team is completely healthy in the playoffs, that could beat the Oklahoma City Thunder in the NBA Finals. Please explain why and the matchups. So basically, what I'm asking you is, what's that team that, because the standard is OKC, okay? And if OKC is going back into the NBA Finals, who's joining them, and what does that team look like far as beating them?
Oh man, so I've ever since the beginning of this breakdown, I've been saying how I believe this could be the next year, and
Right.
I'm saying that because I don't want to seem like I'm saying the Knicks because they won the cup, but I still believe the Knicks have that energy right now that could topple OKC if they meet each other within the East, because I still have the Knicks uh, going to the Eastern Conference Finals and winning the East this year. So
Okay.
I believe the Knicks could possibly topple them, and that's if the Thunder even go to the Western Conference Finals, because I believe if they come across the right matchup, the Spurs could catch them, or even if they come across Dallas, it would be a good chance that Dallas might get an order Lakers. So, but definitively, I would have to say the Knicks if I had to lock down on one team.
Okay. All right. New York Knicks. Okay. Same question, Thomas. What's that team? Is it the Knicks, like Rel's saying? Who can beat the champs in the NBA Finals?
Shouts out to my hometown Knicks. You know, they just won the cup. You know,
Right.
they was up there popping bottles and all of that, like it was a ring, a real championship. That's cool and all, but I don't see them beating OKC. I think, although Brunson, he's a killer, man. He's a buck.
Right.
He's not going to be able to. This guy, who's he going to guard over there? And then outside of that, not to make it a Knicks thing, because I know it's about the Thunder. I can see them. I can see them losing to the Nuggets. I can see them losing to. I can even, a lot of people don't think so because they're older, but I can see them losing to the Lakers if LeBron doesn't self-sabotage him and Luka's relationship. And from what I'm seeing, it's starting to look like that's beginning.
No, that's not happening.
But that's a whole nother conversation. That's not what you asked me. So I'm not gonna get into that. And so I think the Nuggets can take them out. When we're talking about the Western Conference. And I think something is gonna happen by the time we get to the playoffs in regards to the Thunder. There's a lot of talk right now about how they play defense and how they operate on offense. They do a lot of hand checking that doesn't get called. Shea does a lot of pushing off that doesn't get called. And these games that they're winning, and they're winning in the way that they're winning because they're getting so many free throws. You know what I'm saying? And so I think something is going to be done about that, because teams are already and coaches are already complaining about it. And so I think something is going to be done about it. And ultimately, I just don't see them as a dynasty. They're a fire team. They're nice, but I don't think it's real like that. You know,
Why is that? Why is that?
when I watch basketball, I'm looking for the little things. How is this guy scoring? How is this team scoring? How are they playing defense? I mean, they're stacked. They got everything you need. When I look at it for what it is, man, this guy Shea, he's literally pushing guys off of him. He's literally going up for jump shots. Guys are doing everything that he's doing the Harden. The purposely landing on the defender's foot, purposely kicking. Kobe used to do it a little bit too, but this guy Shea, he's on another level with it. And so with me, it's a little bit of lack of respect for how he's getting it, okay, and how he's getting to the line. And people are probably gonna hear this and be like, "Yo, what is this guy talking about?"
Yeah, I'm trying to understand right now too.
But if you watch them, they're the only team that gets away with a lot of this. And I mean, literally, they got highlight tapes just on this on YouTube. Go check them out. These guys are hand checking like no other team is allowed to on defense. It's just pure skill set. Man, they deserve what they got last year, but I just don't believe it. And this guy Shea, man, he's nice, but honestly, man, like I don't even see him as the best in the league. I know he got the MVP last year. I still think it's Anthony Edwards. And I still think Anthony Edwards and them can take them out in a 7-game series. So I don't know. Maybe it's because he's from now. I actually got a whole lot more respect for what's his name, the number 2 guy. What's his name?
Jalen Williams.
How he gets it. I like the way he gets it. He gets it. It's no pushing off. It's no like he getting it out the mud every time he come up the court and he playing defense. And so I know it's not a shade thing, it's a team thing. And I have respect for the team, but at the end of the day, I just don't believe it yet.
Okay.
I don't believe it. I don't believe them yet. I think they got it last year. We're in this transition of new guys coming into the league and trying to figure out whose league it is. And you got LeBron and the KDs and the Kyries and all of them getting older. So, things were up in the air last year and they just literally got the best team, but I don't believe it. I don't believe it yet. And
okay.
I don't really know how to explain it outside of that. I don't believe it yet. I don't believe Shea yet.
You guys already know how I feel about OKC. I stressed it when we was talking about them in their division. I still feel that they're going to repeat. I know I did say when this guy comes back and if Dallas does get that 8th seed, I can't wait to see that first round, right? But I got a OKC going through the West. It ain't going to be easy, but I can't see no team, my Lakers, no team beating them in a 7-game series. I just don't see it, man. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. So I don't need to even stress it. I just don't see it. So that's the reason why I came up with this question. You know what I'm saying? Because you got 6 teams that really didn't see them yet, but it really, I said to myself as I was putting this together, the shit really doesn't matter. None of these teams are beating them in the 7-game series. I just don't see it. They're young. You know what I'm saying? Now if they won the championship and they had like old legs and they in the top half of their prime, then yeah, okay, they ready to get half. These guys are young, man. These guys, they just starting. They just starting. That's my attitude with them. That's the scary thing. They just starting. You mean 24-2. You know what I mean? What we talking? I don't think they losing no more than 10 games, if that. Shit. What we got? We in December, 2 months already in, right? What we talking about? Lose a game a month?
Well, remember, we saw the quote unquote greatest team ever. That Warriors team walk into the playoffs and not get a ring.
That's true now.
The playoffs is just different.
Yeah, well, they got it. They got it. I just feel they don't need nothing. They got everything. This one coming off the bench, they just got it, man. They just got it. Well, listen, fellas. I had a ball hanging out with the creator, the editor, the producer of the Straight from the Basement podcast show for these last 6-7 weeks. I had a ball with y'all, no doubt. Listen, all 3 of us will soon see if our predictions are correct. I know Rail redesigned the Western Conference, and so, he came up with what he came up with today. He got San Antonio, what you said, 3rd seed?
Finishing? 3rd seed.
My God, we gonna see, Rail, we gonna see. Listen, I want to thank y'all for hanging out with me in my basement. To my viewers and to my listeners, please continue to check me out on YouTube and subscribe. It's free, y'all. Check me out on the streaming platforms, Spotify, Also, I'm TikTok live every Tuesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern time. At least I try to be, to give you guys these smoking mixed topics in sports. We had a ball this Tuesday. It just passed. Remember to check out the Even Flow Coffee Company, created to combine the interests of coffee lovers, fashion, and music. For more information or to make a purchase, visit evenflowcoffee.com. As I always say, sports is what keeps this world from going insane, either in a pandemic or no pandemic. Until next time, take care.